influence, financial status, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much you build your celebrity profile, at the end of the day, they're gonna always as a black person. First of all, the mayor of Omaha needs to call for an investigation because what happened with Terrence Crawford was just horrible. And it was despicable. At the end, in case you guys don't know, Terrence Crawford was pulled over by Omaha's finest, and I'm being tongue in cheek, claiming that he was driving recklessly. They basically snatched him out of the car. Terrence Crawford told him, "Why are you reaching for a weapon?" Um, and saw the stop in this. Now, I did not hear, maybe there's other footage, but I did not hear law enforcement ask Terrence Crawford, did he have a firearm on him? So I didn't hear that part. In case you guys don't know, Nebraska primarily is a open carry state for the most part. But to just see Terrence Crawford go through that the very day that he had a victory parade celebrating his dominant performance, Alvarez, sometimes you got to show somebody some grace. And I'm pretty sure they knew who he was. They had to be. They had to know who he was. They had to be just either on some bullshit. Maybe they were some guys on Canelo or whatever the case may be. Maybe better on Canelo. I don't know what the officer in question looks like. They should be fired. Very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. And I guess his key to the city didn't work. Very humiliating and embarrassing moment for Terrence Crawford to just basically publicly shame him, humiliate him, and disrespect him. Because I decided I wanted to go live with this instead of doing a video, because at the end of the day, you get tired of this shit. You get tired of them. You get tired of the antics by them. And then they wonder why people like us don't care for them, don't respect them. You cannot sit up here with a straight face and sit up here and lie and say that he wasn't racially profiled or he just wasn't being picked on. Once they looked at his identification and saw Terrence Crawford, they should have said, all right, man, just go on and go. But to sit up there and reach for a weapon, it's just disgusting. It's uncalled for, and it's just no justification to try to that they were in the right. This is Terrence Crawford. They know damn well he had just had his victory parade, his in his own hometown, disrespected in his own hometown. Those cops should be fired. I don't think a suspension. They just wanted to have a humiliation ritual for Terrence Crawford. And at the end of the day, now they got people like me that's outraged. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if he like. Obviously, he wasn't intoxicated and they gave him a citation. I want to see the entire stop. I want to see him. Did he have any weapons? Because, see, I saw them telling him to get out the car. Because in open carry states, the officer, even before they tell you to get out the car, they ask you, well, do you have any weapons on you? Now, you know, somebody going to eventually come on here trying to cape for the boy in blue and try to say, oh, if he just comply, you know, you need to follow the law. Nobody's bigger. Fuck you. There's no reason for something like that to happen. And I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, he should get special treatment. He should get special treatment. Well, there's people that don't even have the stature that Terrence Crawford have, and they get special treatment, all because they have a different set of skin tone because they under the complexion protection program. But to sit up here, like I'll just like, man, come on, man, are you serious? Are you serious? So you trying to play stupid? You trying to act like you didn't know who he was? You really gonna sit up here and try to be stupid, right? I guess that's what they think, right? I guess they think that we're dumb. I guess you think we lack intelligence. If we know who he is, I'm pretty sure the officers knew who he was. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the day, they all had had officers. They made sure that the parade, you know, that the parade went smooth without anything happening. So now you trying to tell me, that these guys didn't know who this dude was. A lot of times you have officers that just get besides themselves. Sometimes they think that they bigger than the badge. Sometimes they have a superiority complex. They say you ain't above the law, you ain't bigger than the badge. So that's just crazy work. Well, I mean, if he got secure, what I'm saying is, um, Nebraska is an open carry state. They have a firearm, you don't have to necessarily pull your firearm unless you feel like you're in danger, exigent circumstances, all that type of stuff. So I just don't think it was a situation where you had to draw a gun. I just think it was an embarrassing moment for Terrence Crawford. I think he should have been shown more respect. Means to the Omaha, Nebraska. No way you can justify that type of action from the police. In all likelihood, I don't know what the officer was going through. I don't care. I don't know. He just seemed to be on some BS. Once he was seeing that identification, I'm pretty sure he knew who he was. That's what I'm saying. He should say, "Oh, Terrence Crawford, he could listen, go on and go, man. I just thought you were driving, I thought you were driving a little reckless. Um, you don't appear to be under the influence. You clear to see that Terrence Crawford wasn't under the influence. He wasn't arrested for, you know, just saying, well, okay, what's the excuse? What's the excuse now? But I'm pretty sure they're gonna pull something. They said they noticed that he was driving a little reckless. Why? And then another thing, why pull the man out the car? A routine stop. Even driving a little so driving quote unquote reckless. That still doesn't mean that you have to pull the person out of the car. You are supposed to ask to see their license and registration. Then you go check and see, do they have a warrant? It has to be in extreme circumstances where you ask the dude to get out of the car. And you just don't pull or ask them to get out the car and draw a gun on them because you think that they're an imminent threat. So just stop this stuff. we said, can we not play these games? Can we all just call it what it was? So, like I said before, maybe the police officer that pulled Terrence Crawford over, maybe he was a Canelo fan. I want to see what this officer looks like, and I will have my assessment. It just goes to show you that some people just have in for successful black people. Some people just have it in for black people that's doing better than them. Yeah, what's up, Drew? I think a lot of people thought it was sick. It was disgusting. You pulled a weapon on the hometown. Really? If I'm the officer and I would have pulled and I don't even drink. So that's how I know that Bud wasn't intoxicated. Everybody knows he doesn't drink. So there you have it. So you can X that excuse out. And Bud knows. So whoever those officers were, they want to try to humiliate him. They just was on some bullshit. And that's how we got to call it. Yeah, and then midnight. What a way to ruin somebody's fucking birthday. That's why a few months back, well, it was almost a year ago, you know, um, so when basically the police came up there harassing me for no reason, and I went off on them. And I told them to get out of basically what I said. I basically told them to get the fuck out of my face. But I give Bud credit. He handled the situation like a G. You know, you heard people in the you heard the people in the car say, "Hey, I'm keeping my hands up." The fact that they ready to possibly, do something to Bud, and I can tell you right, they did something to Bud. All hell would have. I talked to Bernie the boxer. He said they in good spirits. It was an embarrassing moment. He said they okay, but like I said, if I'm Bud, but they didn't try. They did disrespect him. You just don't do, you just don't do somebody like Bud who basically put that city on their back, who is the undisputed super middleweight champion, former undisputed welterweight champion, and to get disrespected like that, just wow. Yeah, it was crazy. But like I said, the whole bug okay. Um, very very disrespectful. Um, they need to call for investigation, and it's no if. Nah, the clan, if I'm not mistaken, the clan first formed in, well, there's a lot of different stories about the clan first. Democrat. Yeah, rest in peace. Oh well, you already know Shakira. Brandon Tatum gonna make an excuse. Oh, they were just doing their job. Oh, so what? He's Terrence Crawford. I mean, he gonna coon it up. I already didn't expose these dudes. That stuff is a gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's all an act. We all know that. We all know that Garth the cat probably go somehow defend the boys in blue. We all know that the least attorney is gonna somehow take up for the boys in blue, and we all know the other dude, the goofy dude with the glasses that say he's somebody's manager, gonna somehow put this on Terrence Crawford. I'm expecting it. Okay. See, there's different reports on where the Klan started at. You didn't heard Indiana, you didn't heard Tennessee, you didn't heard the deep Louisiana. So, I mean, I really don't care. Fuck them. So, I got 2 words for members of that group. Hollow points. That's all I got to say. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard it. I heard about that, but she trying to backtrack and all that kind of stuff. She trying to walk it back. It's a little too late. And I just want to say to all the content creators, do not give. I heard that song that dude put out, that rat from the ATL. Do not give that dude any publicity. That's exactly what he wants. Just act like he don't exist. Act like the song didn't exist. That's exactly what he want us to do. Make videos talking about that bullshit song he put out so people can listen to it. So don't take the bait, and you know who I'm talking about. I just wanted to tell people that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to get attention. Don't fall for it. Well, eventually we gonna find out what the officers look like. Because at the end of the day, it's public information. Eventually, we're gonna find out what the officers look like because they have to eventually reveal who they are. I'm just gonna call the Omaha Police Department tomorrow because when you are an officer, you are a public figure. So we're gonna find out who they are eventually anyway. So they're not going to be able to withhold that information. Probably by tomorrow, we'll know who they are. Probably by the end of the day. All you got to do is call the Omaha Police Department, call the non-emergency hotline to just ask the names of the officers that was involved in, the stop of Terrence Crawford. We're going to find out one way or another what they look like. So they might as well just prepare. Yeah, she looked like she about 40. But people like that look like her, they age pretty bad. I'm about to be 51 tomorrow, and I still look like I can pass for like 35. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, they have to go through a lot of different procedures and and they have to go through a lot of procedures and a lot of different things to try to keep them from aging because they age very badly. That dude that guy that played on Terminator 2, Robert Patrick looked like he's like almost 80 years old. He's aged so bad. He looked like he's like 7. I think he like in his 60. He looked like he's about like 78 years old. That's the thing with them. They have to go through all these procedures and everything to try to, and then a lot of times they look worse than what they looked in the first place. Yeah, yeah, I seen Robert Patrick. Yeah, yeah, white people they age really, really bad. A lot of them, like dude, like in his 60s, and he looked like he like 78. I mean, he looked like he almost 80 years old. I'm like, bro, you ain't even 70, I think. Yeah, I'm just saying they just they just age. A lot of them just age very badly. Just really bad. Not bad, really bad. So, hey, Shakira, I'm gonna get in contact with you. I'm gonna bring you on here one day. Um, I'm gonna let you do a segment with me and stuff because I like what you bring to the table with your channel. You got a real insightful channel, and keep up the good work, sis. We need people like you. We really do. Oh, you listen. They're not ever going. I told you, they not ever going to address white on white crime because they too busy focusing on us. I told you, they live, sleep, drink. I mean, they even think about us when they on the toilet. I mean, they obsessed with us. We stay on their minds, and that's a good and a bad thing. That just goes to show you how relevant we are. And it just goes to show you how much of an impact we have on everyday life in society. And that's just real talk. I just wish we would value each other more than you know what I'm saying. I just wish we would take value and know our worth because everybody else knows our worth and know what we can contribute, and everybody else makes money off us except us. But it is what it is. Nipsey Hussle tried to tell us keep the money within the community. We can build our own communities. We could be like the people with the small hats, and we could be like the other group of people that the other people, the rainbow people. Just saying. Just saying. I've been saying since I've been on this channel, we don't need them. We've never needed them. They need us a lot more than we need them. If all of us picked up, listen, if we all picked up and went elsewhere, went back to Africa, went to other places, went to Thailand and places like that, this country would fall apart. When I say this country would be, I'm talking about this country would be like a slumland. It would be a wasteland. We just don't know our value. We just don't know what we contribute to society. We don't understand what we contribute to the world. Without us, there is no world. We were the first ones here. And when everything is said and done, we're gonna be the last ones here. So we need people like you, sis. But anyway, appreciate y'all being here. But I'm gonna see, can I get Bernie the boxer on here and see, do he want to talk about what happened? I'm pretty sure he knows what happened, but stay tuned, you guys. It's your boy Tam. I'm out.